Ben, very good morning to you. This
Morning,
is a sort of microcosm of what's going on all around the country, but it's been particularly highlighted now because of that meeting and because it was televised and because, you know, unless we know what's going on in this country, the authorities just don't want to tell us, do they?
No, it's extraordinary. And I think that Altrincham Hotel was taken over about 3 or 4 days ago. Weddings were cancelled, bookings were cancelled, people were turfed out of the hotel in order to make way for these, as you say, I think exclusively young male illegal migrants, and right next door to a girls' school. So these people don't have papers. We don't know who they are. We don't know what their backgrounds are. We don't know precisely how old they are, which countries they came from, and they're being settled in an area where safeguarding ought to be the supreme concern of the local authority.
Yeah.
But there's a government policy, I think, Mike, for dispersing illegal migrants across the United Kingdom, contrary to the initial approach that Suella Braverman was trying with her Illegal Migration Act, which was to detain anyone who entered this country illegally. Actually, we're dispersing them across the country. And I can't believe that out of the £8 billion a year, which is roughly the bill now that illegal migration is costing us, we can't put a few hundred million aside to build a damn big prison in which these people are kept for the safety of the United Kingdom, for the safety of the people of this country. It just absolutely boggles the mind.
Yeah.
And then to give them private healthcare, we've got no effective practical borders. We've got no effective deterrent for people coming to this country. And now we're sending a signal saying that actually, if you can't make use of the healthcare that the state provides, we'll give you private medical care. The people smugglers and the would-be illegal migrants in Europe must be laughing their heads off.
Well, of course they are.
For busting the trade. I mean, this is the encouragement of the trade, isn't it?
Well, exactly right. And, I mean, this is one of the reasons why there is no deterrent, because people will say over in northern France, well, if you get to Britain, they'll put you up in a hotel. If you need your dental work done, they'll do that for you for free. The idea that they're sort of boasting about giving them private health care, and don't worry, that won't affect your NHS care in the community, is incredible. It shows you how out of touch they are with ordinary people who, as the woman said, can't get a bleeding doctor's appointment inside of 3 weeks.
So God forbid, one of those girls in that school gets assaulted by one of these migrants. And then there's a protest and it turns violent. Is the Prime Minister going to get up again and blame the people who've protested, the people who've been forced into a corner by government policy and have felt, as I feel, sitting in London? But by the way, London is changing dramatically, about which I'm sure you're aware. But you know, when people feel that the authorities who are in charge and been elected to protect them fail to do that job, and when the people then take that job into their own hands, are they far right? Are they extremists? Should they be locked up without proper judicial process? Absolutely not. It's the government that needs to have a light shone on it. And I'm still reeling from Hoyle's declaration, the Speaker in the House of Commons declaration, that we're not allowed, that parliamentarians are not allowed to discuss the causes and the lead up and what it is that the Prime Minister and the Home Secretary knew about the Southport killer. I mean, fair enough, sub judice, you don't want to talk about the case, but we need a light shone on precisely what the authorities are up to when it comes to the protection of the British people.
Totally. Absolutely right. I couldn't agree with you more. And, of course, we also know, because the government have admitted it, that they're now in the process of acquiring more areas of Kent for which they can put in asylum seeker, sort of processing plants and processing centres, which are not detention centres. And also they're on the lookout for more hotels as well. So it's only going to get worse.
It's going to get worse. And then, as an aside, you know, when you take over these private hotels and you pay them money, which is guaranteed by the government, you create vested interests right across the country too. You know, these hoteliers are probably rubbing their hands, and I don't blame them. They're rubbing their hands thinking, great, well, I just got a government contract probably in perpetuity. My business is assured. And that's not what we should be doing in this country. It's the antithesis of good governance. I just can't understand how it is that those in office cannot see the massive damage that they're doing to the fabric of this country by allowing this illegal crossings of the channel, the settlement of these people in comfortable hotels across the country, encouraging them to come here by giving them free healthcare, private healthcare, dental care, money in their pockets. They get a free laptop, they get translators. The bill is massive. And then they say, well, you know, we're doing our best. We've got this border security command. We're going to bust the people smuggling gangs. It's all nonsense. It's all performative politics. They've got no intention of enforcing our borders. If they had the intention to do it, they could stop this happening overnight by directing the Navy to do its job and prevent the country from being assaulted by people coming into our territorial waters illegally via France.
Yeah, absolutely right. Ben, very well said. Thank you very much indeed. Ben Habib, the former Deputy Leader of Reform UK, talking a lot of sense about what's going on currently in Altrincham.